Oh, here's some chaos in store.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Tokyo, Japan, Giulia.
Beautiful Madness, a former United States champion in her own right.
Giulia
Has a sword to settle tonight in the O2. It is
going against her former teammate, Kiana James. With yellow streamers on each side of her hand.
Giulia versus her former associate, Kiana James. Next. Meanwhile, the beautiful Madness, Giulia, looking for some retribution here tonight.
And her opponent from Sioux City, Iowa, Kiana James.
Corey, I want to take everybody back to SmackDown a few weeks ago when we finally saw this dissolution of this alliance that was formed between Kiana James and Giulia. Now, Kiana James asked and expected Giulia to help her win her
3 weeks ago,
fatal
Kiana James, Giulia.
But let's just say it backfired in terrible fashion. A little miscommunication would lead Kiana to take out her frustrations on Giulia, who was trying to help. But Kiana did not see it that way. Suffered a Tejana bomb for
Oh, they're going at it right now.
the Powder King would explode. What was
James and Giulia.
mutually beneficial relationship.
Wow, they ended that relationship 3 weeks ago
Giulia had enough
with a miscommunication,
of her former
and they went at it.
associate. Referee Dan Engler rings the
Here we
bell.
go.
We're underway now.
They're going at it. Oh, and Kiana sends Giulia down, and now she's going to punch her in the back of the head, and again,
As the manager of Giulia to get Giulia number one
and again.
including a couple of United States Championship runs. And in return, Giulia helped Kiana
You asked for this, Kiana says, and she tosses Giulia into the corner,
training together, doing a lot of business.
elbowing to the midsection, doing a backflip. Oh, and Giulia pushes off Kiana and pushes her out of the ring.
Giulia was accomplishing. Kiana James here.
Kiana wraps Giulia up and tosses her out of the ring.
Giulia,
Oh, and Giulia goes headfirst into the mat. And now a midsection shot from Giulia to Kiana.
off the apron.
And now Kiana's back into the ring.
He's going to hold the power advantage in this matchup.
Kiana tried to go at Giulia. Giulia ducked out of it. And now pointing at her head.
Of skill set, you got to give the nod to Giulia, a world-traveled veteran prior to arriving in WWE.
Giulia grabs Kiana by the back of her hair. Kiana
Kiana tremendous
gets out of her grip and a kick to the back from Giulia to Kiana. And another one.
with those well-placed strikes to the spine.
Oh, and a third strike to the back.
Strong style. She can brawl as well.
Giulia kicks her again.
Skill, strike.
Bounces off the ropes. Stops. Oh, and a double kick to the face.
By Giulia, cover now.
Giulia.
James, who
Kiana kicks out at 1.
There was a bit of a learning curve for Giulia. It took her a while to really get her feet under her here in WWE.
Giulia
She
picking
dominated
Kiana up.
NXT,
Kiana
made
gets
it to Raw
down.
and SmackDown, and
Kiana's foot gets caught. Giulia. Oh, with an elbow.
who she is, what she's capable of.
A header
Show the world tonight at the expense.
to the shoulder of Kiana.
Headbutt just drove Kiana James out of the ring, and now Giulia.
Giulia out of the ring. Tried to go at Kiana. Kiana ducked away. Picks Giulia up. Uh-oh, she's going to toss her on the stairs face first. Giulia down hard.
Giulia may be out. Kiana James is taking over.
And Giulia lays face
Incoming dishes.
or back down
Power wash, he can fly through
outside of the
99%
ring.
everything rhyme in half the time.
Oh my Grecian, look at him go!
Yeah, Dawn Power Wash is unique. It absorbs grease with 3 cleaning boosters.
Giulia's getting up. Here she comes.
Ooh, for Pete's sake.
Back into the ring she goes. Kiana's going to roll her around and, oh, stop on her chest.
Fumble recovery.
Points at her
Game.
and stomps on her knee.
Better grease getter.
And a punch to the face. Julia goes down. Kiana with another punch to the head. Julia flailing around. Kiana again attacking. Driving her leg on the back of her neck. Kiana lets go. Go on top rope. Bounces outside the ring and kicks her in the face again. Julia down. Kiana cover. Julia kicks out at 2.
You might think you're looking at Taco Bell's Cantina chicken menu, but they're all just extras.
Julia punching the ground in
The real
disgust.
secret, Taco Bell's new
Kiana
jalapeno citrus sauce
holding her
with
head.
sauce with main character energy. New
Julia
jalapeno
with a punch to the face.
Only on the Cantina menu.
And again. That drops her down to a knee. And another punch. And another. Kiana spun around. Julia back first hard into a corner. Kiana kicking her multiple times in the midsection.
So close you can almost.
And Giulia sits down in the corner. Kiana knocks her down.
Time to bring the juice.
Never leave a fit behind. Rip it, and bring the juice.
Kiana punches Giulia again. Giulia down to her knees. Now she's laying down. Kiana grabs her by the hair. And now riding her. And a double stomp. Down goes Giulia. Kiana stands over her now. Grabs her by the back of the head.
Chew into it.
And now
Quick
Kiana
extra.
putting Giulia into a headlock.
Bet you can't run as fast as T-Mobile. Bet you I can. Well, you better pick it up, because T-Mobile now has the fastest 5G home internet. Watch
Giulia trying to get out of this headlock from Kiana.
T-Mobile now has the fastest 5G home internet.
No mercy from Kiana. Giulia gets up. Oh, she wrapped. Giulia breaking free. And Kiana knocks her down.
Satisfying delicacies for $7. Or discover your new favorite.
Kiana stands Giulia up. Picks her up. Tosses her onto the top rope. Kiana's going to climb up.
What does the $7 big deal meal get you at Sonic? The real question is, what doesn't it get you? Enjoy a full
Body shots from Giulia now.
just $7. It's the
Kiana falls down. Rolling down. Giulia backwards on the top rope.
Championship season for the best in the game. Time to dig down deep and rise above.
Kiana stands up. Giulia
PNG
rises to her feet. She jumps and kicks her with both feet to the face.
Well, Giulia just delivered a missile drop kick to Kiana James, and now finds a bit of an opening here.
Giulia and Kiana both down. Kiana's gotten up. Giulia wrapping her up. Kiana punches her to the face again.
Kiana James delivering a right hand to the former.
They both get up and Giulia responds with her own hook. Kiana punches her back. Giulia off the ropes punches her. Kiana with a punch. Giulia. 2 more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 11. Kiana laying flattened on the ropes. Here she comes though and attacks Giulia back with a kick to the chest. A flip. She missed. And Giulia now goes to the ropes. Kiana's up. Here she goes. Giulia kicks her in the face. Giulia ducks away from Kiana. Off the ropes. Clothesline. A soft one, but another clothesline. And now into a headlock. Giulia spins Kiana around. Off the ropes she goes. Giulia spun around in the air and throws Kiana down. Now Giulia's got the upper hand. Giulia attacks Kiana. A kick to the face again.
Boot right to the face of Kiana.
Kiana up. Giulia picks her up. Tosses her down. Here's the cover. Kiana kicks out at 2.
Giulia can't allow herself to get frustrated at this point.
Giulia grabbing Kiana by the back of her hair.
Idea of what Kiana James is capable of inside of the ring. As much time has been spent with
An elbow to the face. Giulia going top rope. She's got Kiana laid out on the mat. Kiana trying to get up. She is getting up. Giulia didn't see. Kiana's grabbing Giulia by the hair now.
Have the favor return from
Giulia top rope.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she gets thrown down hard by Kiana. Giulia down. Kiana picks her up by the head, wrapping her up, tossing her into the air and thrown down. Kiana with the cover. Giulia kicks out at 2.5.
It would have to feel great for Kiana James to be able to pick up a win over Giulia tonight, to be able to prove I never needed you. I could have done this all on my own. You're doing a pretty good job of that now.
Kiana has Giulia by the hair. Kiana wraps Giulia up, picks her up. Oh, Giulia gets back down and tosses her down, looking to tie her up. Kiana gets up.
By James.
Giulia, oh! Kiana caught her. Kiana caught her again, lifts her up and drives her down, looking to end it. Oh, 2.9. 2.99. Giulia kicked out at. Kiana heated that she did not get the win there. She picks up Giulia and throws her in the corner.
Great. She whips Giulia into the corner.
Kiana puts Giulia on her shoulders.
Giulia up across her shoulders.
Oh, she's going top rope, folks.
I don't know what James is thinking here.
She's going top rope.
Say that again. Second rope.
It's actually going to be second rope. Giulia's trying to fall off. She does, and she throws Kiana down by the back of her head. They're both laying back down. They're laying on their backs on the mat. Giulia climbing the rope. She rises and wants Kiana to go at her. And a drive to her face with her fist.
Kiana James positioned.
Giulia puts Kiana on her shoulders, tosses her down. Giulia covering. 1, 2, it's over. Giulia beats Kiana. Former teammates, friends, maybe never again. Giulia beats Kiana.
Vanquish Kiana James in the rearview mirror. This is where it almost all went south for Giulia, but she was able to recover, powerbomb Kiana nearly through the ring.
A knee to the face from Giulia to Kiana, and she wrapped her up, threw her down on the head, and that was all she wrote. Giulia beats Kiana. Oh, look out! Blake Monroe is here and punching Giulia.
Remember, Giulia was on her hit list, Corey. And Friday Night SmackDown.
And Blake Monroe is here to attack Giulia after the win. Monroe picks her up, throws her down.
Driver in the center of the ring. Welcome to Friday Night, Blake Monroe.
Blake Monroe is here and has knocked Giulia down.
As she ambushes Giulia.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit.
Blake Monroe came from France to get that one.